A demonstration outside of Toronto's Mount Sinai Hospital last night is now under police investigation. Video of the crowd shows pro-Palestinian protesters blocking access to the facility. Mount Sinai has deep roots in the city's Jewish community, and the Prime Minister has now condemned the incident, calling it a reprehensible display of anti-Semitism. The CBC's Sarah Galashan is following this for us. She joins me now. So, Sarah, what more do we know about what happened here?
Well, Andrew, what we know is that there was a pro-Palestinian rally and march, and not an unusual sight since October 7th to see in major cities really around the world, certainly in North America, and Toronto, no exception to that. And what we can't confirm at this point is whether or not individuals who were seen to be on top of the building, the Mount Sinai Hospital, whether or not they were connected to that larger protest. But what we do know is that from social media, a video that has been circulating, that in one video, what is seen is an individual who appears to be scaling the building. And in another case, somebody on top of what is the entrance to the Mount Sinai Hospital waving a Palestinian flag. Now, as you point out off the top here, Mount Sinai Hospital is a Jewish institution within the city. It was established just over 100 years ago by Toronto's Jewish community. And politicians of all levels and of many different stripes, conservative, liberals, have been speaking out about what has been seen in these videos related to what happened last night. Calling it out, calling it an act of anti-Semitism and intimidation, and condemning it for those reasons. Among those who have weighed in, we have heard from the Toronto Mayor, we have heard from Ontario's Premier, and I'll get to that in just a second, but also on social media, the Prime Minister has weighed in. Justin Trudeau writing that the demonstration at Mount Sinai Hospital yesterday was reprehensible. Hospitals are places for treatment and care, not protests and intimidation. I strongly condemn this display of anti-Semitism. In Toronto and across Canada, we stand with Jewish communities against this hate. And as I say, Ontario Premier Doug Ford also speaking about this. He's at a press conference, took questions, and this is a little bit of what he had to say on it.
Do not break the law, because that's exactly what happened. You broke the law, and again, the federal government came out with a law saying you cannot protest in front of hospitals. But even without the law, you have to have an ounce of decency not to do this. I don't care what you're protesting. That doesn't matter. You want to protest, go to City Hall, come down to Queen's Park, jump up and down, do whatever you want. But don't prohibit people going into a hospital when they're in there saving people's lives.
So what might police consider as part of an investigation, Sarah?
Well, Andrew, from Toronto Police, we have a statement confirming they are investigating. And what we understand is that they are encouraging witnesses to what happened to come forward, as well asking that anyone who felt intimidation or experienced harassment specifically to come forward to Toronto Police. They are calling interference with hospital operations unacceptable. Now, you heard the Ontario Premier there going a little bit further, calling it breaking the law, and he's referring to Bill C-3, which goes back to December 2021. It was brought in during the pandemic, and it was to make illegal the intimidation of healthcare workers, and then anything that would prevent people from accessing healthcare. That was related to pandemic-related protests. There are those, including the Premier, they're suggesting that it could apply in this case here. What we do know, though, regardless of that, Andrew, is that Toronto Police said that they are going to be increasing their presence along what is known as a Hospital Row in the city.
Sarah, thank you.